show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, my forever friends. And of course, here is our friend Rody, my best friend, and my tribe, Kandi. After her ordeal with COVID, she is still recovering. I want everybody to still give her great vibes, and her wife, she's recovering, but they got the COVID, guys. We're trying to stay away from it.
The tribe's kind of thin. Kandi. Kandi's carrying the tribe tonight by herself.
Yes. But we don't have nobody that's else is ill. Let's go ahead and verify that. Valorie, she's on a trip of a lifetime.
Yes, she is.
It's actually called her retirement trip.
It is her retirement. Damon has officially retired in July. They are on like a 5-week trip. They've already been through several of the states, went to Mount Rushmore. They're going to end up back in Colorado.
Yes, they are. And happy birthday, Damon. Tomorrow's his birthday.
Yay.
We want to throw that out there. Kandi is going to be assisting you. If you have any questions, she will help
Chantell's
with.
in.
We got our Chantell.
Chantell's in.
I have been trying to get guests on that is a variety, and I've worked with Chantell. Well, not worked with her. She's put my forever friends stories in her book. She's got wonderful series of horror and things that go bump in the night. And Dicey is another one of my forever friends. They have a podcast named Sex and Horror. So I thought that I would put a little bit of cuteness in and tonight for these two young ladies. And I'll tell you, they are awesome. And I got to run into them over last weekend. It was Houston's horror film festival. And it was absolutely amazing. Got to meet so many awesome people. I did a dance and it's out there. So I got to dance with
Oh, it was so good. We should try to play it.
But
Yes, she did great. Oh my God, yes.
That's what I do.
Awesome. Yeah.
And I want everyone to know that all they have to do, if they want to ask any questions today, our guests will be happy to answer them. They may even know your favorite character that, one of mine that scares me, one of the most is Pinhead. I don't know. It just goes back to, during those times, it's fake, but that was one of those movies that just like freaked me out. And I took a picture with Pinhead. So I would have to say that that's probably my favorite that scared me when I was younger. I would love for anyone else to, that's what we got these ladies here. That this is their expertise. And I'd like to introduce them. First of all, let me show you. This is the ladies' Sex and Horror podcast. And for you to get a hold of them, look, I got to put my glasses on because I was trying to be cute here. All right. They got, it's Sex and Horror podcast on Facebook. You must be 18 and older because, in the beginning it says sex. So we're just gonna put it up there. I want to bring up our ladies because they're just absolutely gorgeous. Here is Dicey. Oh yeah, go ahead. Hi, Dicey.
Hi.
Hi, Chantell. Can we hear you?
I'm here.
There she is. Hey, Chantell. Hello.
I'm here and I'm bloody. I got bloody for y'all.
She's got a big scar on her face.
I did it too. I went sexy and horror.
Horror.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Y'all both look
I
beautiful,
love it.
by the way, girls. Y'all both look beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. So good to see y'all. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you.
Thank
Excited
you.
to have you on. Yep.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been doing your podcast?
This is our 4th year. We are in our 4th season. We started 2019, I believe. It's the time is just blowing by so fast, but this is our 4th season.
even with COVID, we have talked about how fast 2 years has flown by.
Yes.
You know, it really is, even when you were sitting in the house. So, what made you ladies? I know that you got history. I know that you have history with friendship, oddities, and also in literature. So, what made you guys want to go and voice it, publicly on the radio?
I'm going to defer
I
to
don't
Chantell.
know. I think
spoke.
I think that we're both published authors, and we both had, I guess a lot of voices in our head, and we thought, let's see if we can exercise them and talk shit about things together. And we like to talk shit about things together, I think.
That's
Can I
wonderful.
say shit?
That's what we do. We do
Yeah.
that too.
I like that. That's the best
Okay.
kind of talks and interviews, talking shit. Yep.
They're the best ones.
Yeah, they are. Oh,
Yeah.
Now, after getting some of that out there, I know that I saw you working Dicey. At the end, I got to see Chantell. You were taking videos and pictures of the wonderful crowd that has been developing. I think that this is a newer convention that they're doing. It just seems to get bigger and bigger. And your passion was very, you couldn't hide it, so things to you ladies. So how does that feel about being hands-on and talking to your fellow horror people?
It was absolutely amazing. I cannot
Dicey.
thank. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. It was absolutely amazing. I cannot thank the creators of the festival enough for having us on. I know a lot of people wanted to be media press. We were actually there. Yeah, we were actually, before they even had the first one, I was sharing that the festival was coming and everything. So I guess, they just took a liking to us from the very beginning, like previous years. And so they've had us back. We were there last year and this year, and it is exploding. But yes, I cannot hide my passion for it because I get so excited about it. These are things I love to talk about. And being around other people that are just as excited as we are, I mean, you can't beat that. I was telling Chantell that usually I feel left out. Like, I go to a lot of different events, but I don't feel like I fit in. And I never have. But when I was there this weekend, I felt like this is home. These are my people. This is where I feel very comfortable. So it's kind of, I mean, I can put it into words, but we're here for a short period of time, so I'd be talking way too long. But absolutely amazing.
And these guys are super talented. I just want to add that they're super talented.
Yeah.
They know how to pick the right people. It was just a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
I love the cosplay. I mean, that was just fun. I love to do that. That's one of the reasons why I like doing the show. I get to wear my wigs in air conditioning location without sweating. But it's fun to dress up. It's fun to be different. And I noticed that when you were around like-minded people, which is another reason why I started this show, because of the stigma of religion or whatever, and it makes them weary or scared, or they want to hide that they got an interest when the rest of the family can judge. And even though I know that it sounds ludicrous, but I know of someone personally that had an obsession with horror movies in a younger age, and their family was very worried about that. I don't really, I guess that's like a fine line, so that's why I feel that you ladies are perfect for the show, because
May I ask, on y'all's podcast, what exactly do y'all talk about? Like, do you go over different movies and things like that? Or can you give me, I'm just for my own, to understand a little better what you ladies do?
I mean, what we definitely talk about movies. We talk about TV show series. We talk about actually a lot of like real life horror. We talk about supernatural. We talk about sex a little bit. And we talk to people who enjoy those topics as well. And so I think that we try to, really, and we talk a lot about our one listener that we love, Julio. Hi, Julio. But no, we have a lot of fun just being silly together, I think. and sometimes talking a lot of shit.
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah,
I like that.
and that's the best kind. And two friends talking like that, you know, and I think it's wonderful too.
Yeah, just out of the blue, we just started talking about how she couldn't get up off the ground without getting on all fours. It's crazy.
That was a humbling moment. That was so humbling. I had to roll over onto all fours to get up. I'm only 63. I'm not that old yet, but man, ladies, it was humbling.
She
That's the
didn't
only
say
word.
one word. I'm still in my car. I had no idea she was struggling, you know, because you can't see over the hood. she comes.
Well, look at ladies. We talk about that too, but we talk about it like after giving a blowy, and we're like, "Fuck, man, I can't even." Like, I had to get help to get up off the bed.
I was on your show. You graciously shared your listeners with me. I believe that I walked away with some forever friends on your show, including Dicey. Chantell's been a forever friend. And I remember sharing one of my true life paranormal sexy stories. And it was fun to get it out that day. But yeah, it does happen. It can. And just like I tell everyone here on my show, they coexist. And I'm always given messages from lovers, you know, I just want to say lovers, to grab their ass or give them a hug. Rody's been there. She knows. And I'd be like, I'm not going to do that, but I'll tell them what it's because that that sexual tension and everything, it's not bad. It's not supposed to be restricted. It's supposed to be celebrated and experienced. So I'm glad that you ladies are doing that. It's so important for us to have more talking. There was somebody, I saw a question, and they said, "What is your favorite horror show?"
Show or movie?
Oh, I should make that. Let's go with movie.
Movie. Okay. Anytime we're talking about favorites in the creative space, that is so difficult because, like, I live and breathe TV, film, music, art, you know, so books. What would be a favorite? Like, I could list some that are all 10s to me, but
oh, I love the shirts.
Yeah, sure. I'll tell you, for me, and Chantell will probably have a different one, but the ones that are favorites to me when it comes to horror would be the ones that are most memorable. So, yeah, there's creature horror, there's monster horror, there's slasher horror, stuff like that. But the psychological horrors are the ones that stay with me the most. They really kind of fuck me up in the head for a little bit.
I agree.
So Martyrs comes to mind. Martyrs is one that there's kind of like 3 different films in one. And it's one of those that is just so jarring to the system that when I had the same emotions the second time that I watched it, and there was a span of about 10 years between them. 10 years, maybe not 10 years. There was a span of maybe 5 years between the first time I watched it and the last time I watched it. And I went through the same emotional ride. So it's the psychological aspect of it that really stays with me long after the movie is over. That was the first one that would come to mind. But it's just so hard to say this is the favorite one, you know?
Right. I agree. I have several.
Now, if we're talking about favorite sex, that is going to be like a Pornhub type movie. And so I'm guessing you're talking about horror only.
Yeah, because I know that I have some. I didn't put 18 and older on my thing. Oh, and before I do a reading, I'll indicate the I'm not liable and that blah 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 stuff. But we're just talking about this, and I appreciate you keeping it a little clean because I do.
Okay. This is not 18 plus. I'm sorry.
It's supposed to be. I do indicate you have to be 18 and older, but I didn't put it on the video to be careful. But you're welcome to say whatever you like. I have dropped some. Everybody knows that we are grown people here, so I just thought that I would share.
I got a grown-up question.
Rody's got a grown-up question.
This is from someone who's in the chat, but is a little shy, so they text it to me. And the question is, okay, Do you? Okay, this is. I can't believe she's okay. Have you ever farted during sex, and then what was the conversation like after that? I'm sorry.
Chantell,
It's a real question.
Okay.
Chantell, your question.
Look
She
at
said
people.
Chantell.
We're all human. I'm Hispanic, so I eat beans all the time. So, if you're communicating after something like that happens, you're not doing it right.
I agree, but that first time it is the most embarrassing, it is, but you just keep on going. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I always blame the animals. Oh, that was my cat. Let's just, continue.
Someone's saying we're having audio issues.
Yeah.
Would it
Is
be
anyone in chat ask?
someone in chat who is having audio issues?
Carrie is saying she, from the beginning of the show, is fading in and out. And so I advised her, I'm sorry, ladies, to cut in, to sign off and back in because no one in chat seems to be having issues.
I
So it's
agree.
just her? Okay.
We don't have anyone saying we're having audio issues. So I would say that it would have been the person. I think you gave good messaging. So basically, go ahead. Any other questions that we got out there? Let me know, Kandi.
We do have several questions. Do you want to do the disclaimer first, or do you want to start with the questions?
Okay, let's do a disclaimer because I got a feeling some questions may come up. Let me go over that. I'm going to get it. And here it is. It's website disclaimer. You have to be 18 or older for a reading, preferably to watch with a family member. I am not a doctor. I have no degrees whatsoever. So please know that this is entertainment purposes only. This is under your own recognizance. But if you watch the show, heaven is real, spirit talks, and they definitely have messages for you that either helps you where you're moving. We've had our forever friends take a family member to the doctor, several of those, and save their lives. So I just want to let you know that on a whole, blah, 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 I'm not liable, blah, blah, blah. Hope that makes sense. But I've left it up there for you to read. Testimonials too. If you're going to be on the show, this is a live show. Please know that anything that comes out will continue to be live. If you would like to have a private session where everything is private, you can get a hold of me at Forever Friends by Katrina on Facebook and Forever Friends by Katrina at gmail.com if you would like to contact me via email. So go ahead and ask me any questions. Ask the girls questions.
Candace says, my uncle passed away unexpectedly on Friday. Is he okay? And my mom and I love him very much.
Okay. Candace, you said that your uncle had passed over. And the first thing that I got when that question was, is a larger fella. To me, he kind of reminds me of Mr. Belvedere a little bit. I don't know how to explain it, but he's a larger, rounder guy, and not that same persona, but round face. Looks like Mr. Belvedere. I hope that makes some sense. And this guy is pretty funny because he was laughing when somebody asked about the farts. So that's pretty. I hope you get it. And if that makes any sense to you, you're supposed to let us know in comments. He's doing really good. I mean, he's hanging out. He knew that you were going to ask about him. He has no pain. And in particular, I do have going up to the chest. Okay. Thank you, Candace. I just want to let you know that this guy is okay. All right. And he's still funny. Something to do with the foot. Candace, by any chance, did something happen to your left foot, or do you have a scar or a tattoo on the left foot? I just see something on your left foot. He's sharing that with me. I think it might be to confirm who he is with you. So, and to let your mom know that he's okay. Okay. Big loves, just like this. All right.
I got another question for the girls.
Yes, we would love to hear. Rody's got a question
People
for our
are
girls.
shy. This is the second one.
I like
In the
it when
chat
they do
room.
that.
Y'all can ask it in chat. Don't be shy. And I don't know where they come up with this one, but since it's horror and sex, and this is the question, not mine. Does any of you girls into SMBD?
BDSM?
What
That
did I
would be a
say?
dicey question.
That's a dicey question. I had a
All
feeling.
right, Dicey, lay it on us.
I would not say that I'm in the lifestyle. You know, I don't practice it 24/7, but I have
You got a whip, don't you, girl?
I have a lot of them. I have
I knew you were a whip girl. I know.
people dabble a little bit. Yeah.
What do you think they would? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I've even had a few fetish parties where that is the scene. Like I had for my 8th book release when I was turning 40, I had my party in a dungeon. In a dungeon.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm
So,
glad
yeah.
you're our friend now. So I can't wait to find out what the 51 was going to be. That's going to be
right?
You look good, girl. You're over 40.
Oh, I'm close to 50. I'm knocking on 50.
Ooh,
Yeah.
looking good. Do you think you girls have any idea why y'all been doing this a while and you get questions? Because I'm curious, why is it something in the title? Why would someone ask that question, you think? Because it's horror, sex. What do you think?
They do combine.
Probably because of the horror.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay, so that's
Some
not
crossover. Some crossover. We talk about that some too, you know, with the chains. Like, and speaking of Pinhead, like I think Pinhead kind of represents that a lot.
I would agree with that.
The collars and the
Well, they were talking about sexual pleasures
Right.
in the
And
second
pain.
movie.
Right,
Yes.
sexual pleasure and pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
Well,
crossover.
I blame Bush from the 90s. There's no sex in your violence.
I
I'm really
blame the Bush
I'm just
family for
teasing
a lot of things.
Yeah. Look, Ward says, "Are boys allowed here?" He just wants to
No,
make sure
the
y'all
band.
are okay, right?
Yes, absolutely.
You heard them, Ward. They said, "Okay."
Yes, you are
Ask
welcome.
away.
My favorite is when the fellows come in.
All right, let's do it.
We got another question for our ladies of the evening. Not literally, but for tonight.
Maybe. Price is right.
Those are the kind of jokes that are coming out this evening.
Yeah.
Do we have any? Yes, she does look. See, people are saying you look very
you
young.
look young. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, thank you.
All right. So, do we have any questions? Do we have?
We have a couple of questions. I think they're more for you right now. I've got a I'm sure Rody maybe get another.
She cut her foot
new-
last year. Okay, so we got approval. We got confirmation. Sorry, ladies, I love to get confirmation, and she had stitches. So there's that
Wow.
mark. There's just those are those little things that I'm pretty sure. First of all, Candace, I can't go looking for you on Facebook or Googling you, and I'm sure that it won't be talking about your foot. This is confirmation for your mother, most of all, because, you're here because you believe. But I believe that when you give the message that your uncle's okay, that's not going to be received as such. So please have her come back to this. Let her see that. That's those weird confirmations that Rody loves hanging around with me because they're so odd. One of the ones that sticks to me is a fork. Girls, would you ever think that a fork would be something to be scared of? But he was stabbed with a fork. That's like super crazy. Boom. So I hope that helps out, Candace. All right. Any other questions?
Lynn G says, and I get that you can't foretell the future. She says her daughter has court tomorrow and she's nervous. And is asking if everything's going to go smoothly and be okay.
Man, I wish I could say it, but once again, going to repeat, just like my blah, blah, blah in the beginning. I am not a psychic. All of my come from up above, and I trust my guides, your family, and I just see a cloud. To me, that is, I feel like it's gonna be drawn out. It may even be postponed by the decisions. But when I see this cloud, I don't feel like that, because you asked smoothly, and that's not going to occur. I wish, and I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. Okay.
Angela would like to know, do you get messages constantly or only when you open up?
I get them constantly. I only listen when I open up. In fact, Rody will tell you, because, I used to live in my own house. We all know what happened there. I had to leave. I've been in apartment complexes. Every morning I am hit with, I got bruises all over me. They try to wake me up to get my attention, and I am a dead ass sleeper. I could be out in like 5 seconds. I am. Everybody wish they could be like me. At least that's what I'm told. I can sleep. I have recorded. Rody has listened to it. There is something that's going on while I'm sleeping. I even had my own mom said that I did not sound like, she goes, it wasn't your voice. And I was like, ooh, Rody, that doesn't sound right. So I didn't want to concern my mom, but that concerned me. So your answer to it is it's always, and wherever I go, no matter what, there's dead everywhere. You got to look at every single human being that you cross. They probably have 2 to 7 of them hanging around with them. I'm just telling you. So if that gives you an idea, there you go. And if you're walking in a crowd, you're hearing a bunch of chatter, but you're not listening to it. That's what's going on.
I got a question for the girls.
Rody's got another question for the girls.
And this one is actually in the chat room. I can see it and read it from there. It says, for the ladies, how do you feel about all these different paranormal shows on TV?
Great question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to say something, Chantell?
No, she doesn't need to be here. No, just kidding. Just playing. I'm kidding, girl. I love you.
I mean, I think they're great. Some of them you can clearly tell that they are staged. I worked for an oddity store here in Houston in the past, and they were approached by a show, I won't say which, but yeah, they wanted us to kind of fake some stuff, and we were like, nope, we're not doing that. So, but there are others where I'm like, no, I don't think that was staged. I really love, of all the things I love the show. Is it? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. It's with Ozzy Osbourne's son and the Fright Brothers.
Him too.
Oh yeah, Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it has something to do with the underworld.
Fright Club.
Oh, okay.
Fright Club. I like him too. I don't feel like he's faking anything.
Well, no. And then they have video proof and all these different things that they get evidence. They're trying to freak each other out.
He works
So
with
it's pretty
Christina Wyman, doesn't he?
He does. Right, Chantell?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I have a question. I know that because one of them is here about the afterlife, and I'm pretty sure that you are, because I know Chantell, we see your tools behind you of you communicating with the other side. Give us what are your favorite tools? And there you go.
I think my favorite tools are probably just my instinct. I think that was something you taught me, really, Katrina.
Oh, thank you.
And be aware and open, right? She taught you that. Be aware and open.
I own over at least 18 Ouija boards, various dolls that would be considered haunted, very old. And nothing really kind of bothers me. It plays little tricks here and there sometimes. Had that happen today. And then, of course, my laptop was being a total butt before I could get on, even though I had it set up literally 15 minutes before. So, things happen. But, I mean, I didn't know what a body hit was until Katrina taught me. And when she taught me, I understood what was happening. And, I agree with her. Unless you're listening, you don't pay attention. You don't hear it unless you want to. I had a friend of mine pass recently, and I went to her wake yesterday, and It's clear as day. I could feel her there, and I had to give her husband a little message. And, it just happens when you want it to happen.
She just showed me a rainbow. So I don't know if by any chance the symbol of a rainbow or the colors of the rainbow, but I just find her to be.
I mean, that was her closet.
That was her
And I did her.
closet.
Yeah, and I also did her hair, all kinds of colors, and her.
And she's just sharing that completely with me. And she's got beautiful hair right now. So I think that she was losing some of that with her sharing that with me. It's all very luscious. And she said virgin. Oh, you would love that, Chantell.
She's happy right now.
She says, thank you so much for coming in. It's almost like she was singing with you in the car on your way over.
Oh, nice.
Were you
So-
singing?
Yeah,
on the way?
definitely listening to music she would like. I was
Thank
singing today, actually.
I just want you to know that she's there. And, I know I don't have to prove nothing to you, and you already feel her. But I just wanted to add that extra. And she's saying something about she loves that idea. So I feel, and I know that you have body art, but there's something that I feel like you are considering adding or enhancing on your body that is for her. And she loves it. She loves this idea.
Awesome.
I have two questions for
We
the
got two
ladies.
questions for the ladies.
Yeah. This first one's a two-parter, sort of. Okay. Do you have a belief in the afterlife? And if you do, can you briefly tell us what does that look like for you? Could look different from everyone else.
Do you want to take it?
Ooh,
Oh, that's a deep one.
it is. Thank you, Chandra
Yeah,
Excuse me.
or Tiffany.
that is a really deep one. Okay, so I spent the first 44 years of my life believing one thing, and I have since started changing that belief, just based on just taking a step away from what I was normally exposed to, exposing and opening myself up to so many more things. And so I do believe there is something. I don't know what that looks like anymore, though. What I had already conceived of what it would be like, I no longer believe anymore. And a lot of that has to do with a lot of the guests that we've interviewed on the show, just talking to them. And like I said, exposing myself to more things, studying a lot of things outside of just, someone else's interpretation of the Bible. But I mean, like actually studying a lot of different books and a lot of different perspectives, and people, there are a lot of people that have some of the same beliefs that are much different from, what I grew up with religiously. So collectively, all these people cannot be saying things and be wrong. You know what I mean? Like if it's so many people that are believing some of these things that I'm exposing myself to now, there must be something to it. So I do believe that a lot more things are possible than I knew about pre-44. I just don't know what that is now. And I'm staying open to it. I'm staying open-minded. Like I'm going to die one day either way. And that whatever is next is going to happen either way, no matter what I believe now. So I'm just kind of going with the flow. Like it's not important to me to have some sort of belief right now. I know there is something else. I just don't know what it looks like for me. I hope that answers that question.
That did.
Does.
That's a great answer. Yeah. Yeah. What about Chantell?
And for me, well, let's just put it this way. I'll be back.
The incarnation.
And in between, if you feel a poke in the back, gentlemen, it's expected.
I agree with that statement, Chantell. I know I've been here quite a bit.
Okay, we got a couple more coming in now. We're getting hot in the chat room. Okay, is it okay if I ask?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And this is also for both of y'all. Has either one of you been touched sexually by a
You knew it was coming, guys. You knew it was.
I mean, Not yet, but I'm open to the possibilities.
I sure hope so. If I have, I don't know about it specifically, but Chantell and I, we joke about it all the time when we have guests on that have had relations with ghosts. And I'm using ghosts, just
Yeah,
for
you can use any word. They're all
Okay.
the same.
And but I'm always talking about I want a ghost experience, I want a demon experience, all these sorts of things, and kind of joking. But I'm still open to it too.
That's
So
Rody. Yep, she does
Yes,
say
yes. I'm right there with Dicey. I believe ways a certain way, but then a few years ago, thanks to I've opened my mind to. I don't think it's anything like the Bible, the Torah, or the Quran anymore. I think it's something totally different. But like you, I don't know what.
I have had several. So I've woke up several times with titty hanging out. I've went out to lunch with someone and my whole dress is just sitting up here up to my neck. And I'm those are dead serious conversations, guys. I'm just serious. It does happen.
We had fun talking with you about it on one of our episodes.
Yeah, I haven't told my forever friends that one. They might think different of you, but it was appropriate on your show.
Yeah, well, I'm open to it. Like, I mean, if they're gonna do it right, then come with it. Like, do it right. Just don't. I don't want no wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Like, go in there and get it good.
I agree with you. That is so true.
She wants the good tickle.
And if they're old enough and they've been around long enough, hopefully they've learned some things. Teach me something. Don't just come in and don't be 30 seconds and be out. Like, really teach me something. Really go in and give me something to talk about on the podcast.
Well, Dicey, I was thinking you probably want to be thrown up on the wall.
Yes.
And wrapped around.
I want to be on this ceiling. Yes.
And a cast afterwards.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but I get your passion, girl. I get it.
Yes. Don't half do it. If you're gonna do it, tap me on the shoulder and let's get to it.
One of my incidences was very explicit, and it was at a jail, at a prison. But I made a good friend. That's all I could say. And he kept up on me that day. Made sure nothing happened to me. I was like, what the hell? That was the first time I found out. I found out that it can happen. So my thing is what was it going to hurt me? If anything, I was going to make a friend. You hear about that. I probably could have asked for some packs of cigarettes. I don't know. But
I'm just saying, it's less messy, right?
For real, it really is. But
it should be. The cleanup process should be easy too. Like, the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, you know what? What do I need to go get that?
And I was not by myself. There was another person. They videotaped it. It was taped. You can hear some things. And it was in the shower room. I was called in. It was all I can say is it does happen, but not all spirits can possess the energy to make an impact in our world. So that's another thing.
Don't bother me then.
I mean, ladies, if we're being honest,
don't bother me.
Living man can't possess that energy either.
Kandi's over there like, yes.
I don't want no tickles. Yeah. If you're gonna do it right.
All you need is 2 AA batteries. Tickle will happen all by yourself. You're good. But the key here is knowing that once again, they coexist with us. I think that's the whole thing. I'm tying this into my show. My forever friends, they coexist. It still continues. Kandi, you got a question?
Well, speaking of forever friends, we have a forever friend in the back room that I think would like to speak with you.
Okay, that would be wonderful. Karyn.
Hello.
Picture for you too.
Hi, Karyn. What can I help you with?
I lost my partner of 18 years almost 4 months ago on March 6th. I woke up with him dead next to me. And I need to know if he's in heaven or where he's at.
Okay. I have a gentleman that's behind you. I call him Slinky. He just looks very, very thin, but not like he is anorexic or nothing. He looks taller, taller legs. Does that make sense? It looks like he's more legs than anything. But not real tall.
It's not Ed, but that's Kenny, my best friend that passed away.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. One more time.
Yeah, the skinny guy, tall, skinny guy. His name was Kenny Smart, and
Okay.
that's who you're talking about.
But it's not her.
It's not my partner.
Okay, then let's go. You got a picture for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on. Let me see. Tell me if you can see it. Can you see him?
I can see him. Hold on.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get it right. Help me,
No,
Carrie.
I got a picture of him. I'm trying to get him to talk to me right now.
You'll know him because he has blue eyes and dark hair.
I see him. I just don't have a conversation going on at this moment, Carrie. So I'm checking to find out if this might be because what he might say, he might want to be private, or it might be his family's religion. Sometimes it has to do with that.
Okay.
By any chance, is there two children that could be
Yes, me and him have 2 children together right now.
he is
They're not with me though.
okay. I'm just sharing with the visions that he's sharing with me, and the next thing that I get is feeling like something is in the back of my throat. By any chance, did he have?
I can't hear you.
It kind of feels like he might have had some kind of like allergic reaction or something that just came up on him. It feels like it's something in the back of the throat. It feels like it's stopping me from breathing. And when I'm having this sensation, I feel like I am laying on my back and looking straight up to the ceiling. And this is what did you say?
That's how he died.
I was surprised to find out myself, turning 48, that I was allergic to fluoride that are in toothpaste. My whole life I didn't have any problems with this. And for some reason, I feel like he was not a guy that had any issues with allergies, but for somehow I feel like there's this swelling of my throat, like a blockage of being able to breathe. And I was wondering if he had ate something that.
He did. He made Chinese stir fry before he fell asleep.
I just want to let you know that something in a reaction to that. And did they state that he had asphyxiation or something where he couldn't get air through the esophagus?
I haven't called to ask because part of me don't want to know because I tried to save him for 35 minutes. I woke up to him dead. He was gone.
He was already gone. I want to let you know. And when you do this, it's like that. Another vision that I got, Carrie, is that you've already confirmed that he was on his back, but he also shares with me that he was on the right side of you. Is that true?
Yes, that is.
So these are the after effects. I want to let you know that he's still learning. Like I had stated with my comment earlier, not all spirit learn or come to terms on manipulating their surroundings, the punch through our existence. And he's trying.
How do I get to see him again?
I want to let you know that there won't be no doubt of him being there for you. He's there for the children. And I do want to let you know that it was a sudden thing and that was it. He does want to let you, he shares with me that he is with his hero. And I believe that that is his grandfather. I think that he had, I feel like his grandfather was a hero of some kind. I see these.
Was he in World War II?
Yeah.
His dad was,
No,
I
it
just-
wasn't. Not no.
or was it his grandpa?
Well, his grandpa. He's
Snyder. Pauline, yeah.
Well,
Grab on.
I hope that this lets you know. I also am informing you that he is saying that I feel like you're going to be making like a quilt or some kind of a blanket that has the pictures or something like a family photo album type of throw blanket is what I'm seeing in the future.
like this.
We can get one made, but we haven't. We made necklaces and got his ashes. But my sister-in-law told me that at the end of the day, they mix all the dead bodies together and burn them. And it just broke me. Because
They
not
don't.
only do I have my man, my home, my safety, my life, now I have all these other people.
You don't look at it like
They
that,
don't
Karyn.
do that.
He's not
I hate
in
to
there
interrupt, but-
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Also, the thing is, my cousin is a mortician, and that's illegal. They don't do that. I
They don't
promise
do
you.
Okay.
Thank you, Chantell.
It broke my heart
No,
So-
to
it's
know
not
that
true.
It
he was
sounds
just
like
a nobody.
something.
Not
But-
true, though.
Not on the legal end, but on the spiritual end. Here you are talking. He's sharing his vision with me of those moments, of his last moments, to let you know he's okay. That body has nothing to do with where he is, baby. He's with you, okay?
Why don't I feel that?
It's one of those things that once you open, some will feel it in a different way. And you're asking him to move things, Carrie. He's not going to be able to move shit. You
I'm
just
just
don't
asking
asking him to
come
move
home.
stuff. Oh.
I just want him to come home.
He is home. I'm not in your home, Carrie. I would not have known any of these things without him. Please
I know.
know. All my forever friends know. Or I would be the one that won the $200 billion or whatever that's going on. I did buy a ticket and it didn't win. I don't know. I do know that he's with you. You don't have to worry about those ashes because that's not him. And that he has not left you in any direction. He's around. He loves you too. And there's
What do
something
I do about our children?
back shoulder, okay? Do you have a tattoo on the right back shoulder or is it he?
He does. He's got a panda
I just
for his
want
best friend,
It
What
has
was his
something
best
to do
friend?
with you.
Billy. What?
I said it has something to do with you, letting you know that he's around. Just more confirmation. Just know that he's not going to be able to move anything. It's going to take a while. Okay, Carrie?
So he's not in heaven?
This is heaven. See,
How can he be with me?
I did say that they had something to do with religion here in the very beginning of me starting.
Oh, I'm Baptist and / Christian. I'm
It's
just broken right now.
I'm not. I believe in a maker. I believe that there's another side, but I have never seen a demon. I have never seen the devil. I
I've seen
just got to
something.
make that so clear. And Carrie, him being around you does not stop him from being in the afterlife, period. So every single time you talk to him, every time that you are in the kitchen and I see like cups on the counter and you're like missing them and it might be his favorite cup, he's right there with you. I wouldn't know these without it.
Him and his coffee.
I hope that this lets you know. I hope this helps a little bit. And you are my forever friend.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a blessed day, Carrie.
All right. I got a couple questions. for
We
the
got a couple of
girls.
questions before the show. Rody has them
Yeah.
for the girls. And
Okay.
thank you, Chantell, for helping with that. So that way it would take away her anxiety.
One is for Chantell, and the other one's for both of them. I didn't get who this is from the chat. Does Chantell believe in karma? Give an example.
Well, for me, it's about accepting what you have done and knowing that if you do not take responsibility for those things, very much so the world's going to come back and go, okay, the universe, chaos, whatever you want to call it, is going to come back and bite you on the ass if you don't pay attention to what you're doing and how you're doing it. If you don't go, okay, I fucked that up. I probably shouldn't have done that. Let's, or if I were to do this, what would I end up creating for myself? So for me, it's like the next level of karma. Now, I will say that doesn't mean that you can just sit there and go, oh, I know that's messed up. And that's, that doesn't mean that it won't, you're still going to have a price to pay. So I personally believe that most of our lifetimes that we're all living in our flesh right now, we're dealing with karma from shit from before. So, where you're at right now, pay attention to what you're doing.
I agree with that. I do past life regressions, and I find that I did it for my tribe. Kandi wasn't there. But I found that when I do tap into those past lives, they explain your fears or the things that drive you. So I have to confirm, and I love how you stated lives, because I for one, I agree with that too. I think that we have that opportunity. And I also find in my readings that it's never been where we're thrown back in this world because we didn't freaking get something right. It's always because they've been asked. They asked for it. It was been granted. So until that's been shown differently to me, I can't go with that one where you got to get it right and keep going back. I find that they ask to come back, and that it's granted in whatever way. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Dicey, both of you guys got one now.
Yeah, okay. What horror character do you fantasize about and why? It's from the chat room.
I think I can start adding sex to the forever friend thing. I see you guys are freaking. Go ahead, answer, Dicey. Both of you.
Both of y'all.
Okay, let me just say a few things while I got the mic for a second. First, thank you for confirming to Chantell that her friend was here, because she told me that she was hoping that her friend would be here. So thank you for that. When she went to the wake yesterday, she told me she was hoping that her friend would be here. So thank you for that. And also, it's weird talking about sex now after what Carrie was just talking about her fiance or her man lying dead next to her.
I know.
So I'll try. So fantasy wise, I have recently discovered that I like masks. Like some people are freaked out by clown masks, or like I go to the Slipknot concert and they have masks on, or Pennywise having a mask and knowing that's Bill Skarsgård underneath that mask. You know what I'm saying? So there's something about, it's not clown necessarily, but it's with the mask that's kind of covering up who the person is and them being a character. So there's somebody totally different. So it's a fantasy in a fantasy, I guess. So,
I like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, like when I went to the Mushroom Head concert, and I think it's like 9 of them on stage at once, and they all have this devil mask on. I was like, you know what? This is kind of hot. Like, and that, because it doesn't matter who is underneath. It's about the persona that goes with the mask. So
right.
I was supposed to meet her that night. No wonder I was delayed.
I like
Got
that.
in trouble.
Okay, and I just wanted to say hello to Royal. I want to say hello to Sandy. We got some people in chat room that I would like to say. Chandra, thank you.
There, Cynthia.
Mikey. Oh, it's Micah.
Cynthia.
I don't see a Cynthia King. Chandra. See, I thought that sounded like Mikey because it has a KKI, but Christy Dodson. I just want to say hello to everybody. We got, and Karyn's doing a fabulous job. So we got a Stephen, Leah. I did see a question that I thought was a great question, and I'm going to try to get back to it. Somebody asked, how long before a person passes that you can communicate with them? And I would like to answer that, because I find that to be, once again, all of my answers has nothing to do with going to school. I do not have a piece of paper that says I'm a psychic. I don't have any of those things. This is just how I was born, and gathering my own information. My own answers are coming from your loved ones. So I want to let you know, I have spoke to spirit in a reincarnated body all the way up until he was born. He was in the tummy. So that was very interesting. I didn't know if and he said he was coming back. I know it very well. And he chose his aunt to be his mother, not because he didn't love his mom. He was afraid that if he came back, that she would be afraid that the same tragedy may occur. And he didn't want to give her that PTSD. I always say it wrong, but you get the gist. And I thought that was very important. I just found out that the mother that lost him is now pregnant. And he told me, I can't wait, because he told me 7 years ago when he was coming, and that he chose a baby girl for his mother, his sister. So I'm dying to find out next year, boy or girl, because I know it's a girl, but those are those things that, was said way before he was even born, or way before his sister's going to be born. So when that comes out, I will, of course, lock everything out. I won't disclose anybody or any family, but it is amazing. And I did speak with them right then. The moment he was born, I was not able to communicate with his soul. So that seems like it's on a lockdown, once it goes into a different mode. Now, when your spirit passes, I have talked to them the moment that it has occurred. And if you've been watching the show, Chantell's friend passed away recent, but here she was. So I want to let you know, in the way of the paranormal community, some feel like there is a time frame that you're supposed to wait, that you are being rude, or you're stopping this spirit from going to where they need to be. Or like our young lady that was just on the show, she thought that he wasn't in heaven because I'm talking to him. That is not the case, guys. It isn't. You are spirit. You get to go where you need to be. And that is the part and the benefit of being in a spiritual form. That is heaven. When you are doing the things that you like doing, and no pain, eating the stuff you want, and for these girls' sake, having sex, even on the other side, that's heaven. So I hope that helps a little bit. Until it's shown differently to me, out of the 9 years, that is consistent. So you're welcome to talk to them any single time.
And if I can add, I don't know if it's okay. I actually knew when I had a 4-year-old family member that passed away, and I knew the instant it happened, and I was getting gas, and I felt her, and like literally the second after, my phone rang, and I told my friend who was looking at the phone in the car, because I was getting gas, I said she let go. She's not in her body anymore. And
Come on, guys. That is their message. And see, Chantell, that's because you're in tuned. And I know anybody that's out there, they have either had it happen themselves, heard a family member tell them that it happened, because it's real. It's real. You just got to listen to it. That's all it is. You get a new car and it's a brand new one. You're thinking you're the only one with that color. No, bitch. They've been sitting there driving past you this whole time. And all of a sudden you think everybody went out and bought a car just like yours. You become aware of that model, that color, and it is something that you see. So open up. Don't think you're crazy. Don't think it is a coincidence. There's no such thing. And whatever feels like it to you, that's what it is. Period. That's how I feel. So we're up at 1, and it's been an hour.
Yeah.
I've loved having these young ladies on. They are absolutely gorgeous.
Yep. Everyone thought it was very interesting. I didn't know how it would go over, to tell you the truth, horror and sex versus mediumship, but it's been very much a success according to the chat room, ladies. So yeah, y'all did great. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Katrina, you've been on our show twice, but it was a pleasure meeting you at the Houston Film Festival.
I saw you across the
I
room,
wanna
and I
meet
said,
her.
"That's Dicey. I'm gonna go over and get her." Ladies,
was
I
amazing.
want to do more stuff that has to do with your community. I think that we collide together. So you got my number. I'm in
Yes.
town.
Absolutely. And thank you, ladies, and Kandi. And
Thank
Rody.
you.
Y'all been
I think we
awesome.
just need to plan a trip to find Dicey her demon lover somewhere. Think of somewhere.
Well, I can
Yeah.
share you
Dicey.
mine. I can
Yeah.
share you mine. I'm pretty sure you won't have a problem with it. And he's tall, dark, and handsome, girls. Just the way I like him. Working out, everything. You just got to go to the Dillinger. Do you know the Dillinger prison? That's where it happened. It's in Crown Point, Indiana. However, everywhere I go, they pretty much. Girl, you got some girls up there too. You just they'll be all over you. Trust me. There's not one time that equipment doesn't say something about the girls or whatever. So
That is true. Her breasts are famous in the paranormal community. And just real quick, Chandra and Trina gave a real good shout out to both y'all and how interesting the show's been.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can't see who's in the chats and who joined in, but thank you all, whoever tuned in and didn't leave
Hi, everyone.
because Chantell and I were talking some trash. Thank you for staying.
Oh,
no.
they're loving it.
they're loving it. I'm finding
Cynthia and
friends
Stephen, thank you guys.
love it too. I love it.
They're freaky deaky,
Yes.
her forever friends. Yes, they are.
I have the best forever friends ever.
And Francisco.
So we are definitely going to have to get together, ladies. Keep me updated, and I'd love to hear more about the horror. I just saw that there was something coming up in October.
Yes.
Can you please tell the everybody about that?
Well, of course, you put me on the spot, and I don't remember the date. But in October,
29th.
29th.
okay. The Houston Horror Film Festival has an outdoor event coming. They will have celebrities. There will be a musical act that evening by a celebrity. So that might help you figure out who's going to be there. And it's going to be awesome. It's at Wildcatters out in Katy.
Nice. The first thing came to my mind was Marilyn Manson. I don't know for horror, but that is wonderful. So is there a Facebook account that people can get information and buy the tickets for?
Yeah, I mean, you just go to the HoustonHorrorFilmFest.com. And then if you follow us on Instagram, Sex and Horror Podcast, we always post the information.
They do too. They keep you updated. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. You guys have been awesome. It's been a great show. Yes.
Love you
Wow.
too. You have a blessed day, and we're gonna go into.
And Dicey, I'm looking forward to meeting you, girl. I've heard a lot of good stuff about you from
Yes.
this, so I'm looking
forward to it.
Chantell and everything.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll get all those. So I'm going to say goodbye. I want to say thank you so much for everybody that has showed the love in our show.
Yes.
And here is my closing.
And the next